Do you remember the moment you realized that the world had changed? Let me tell you a quick little story that has nothing and everything to do with the future of our world and how you fit into it. In 1917, the United States faced a huge problem. They were working hard to compete in the industrialized economy, and there was a shortage. Not a shortage of oil or coal or other natural resources, a shortage of people, specifically obedient factory workers. The solution to this economic dilemma? It was an experiment of sorts. It hadn't been done before, until someone thought of it. Mandatory public school. Unfortunately, the initial purpose of the United States public school system was not to inspire children or generate scholars. And it wasn't created for dreamers, people who color outside the lines, break the rules, and challenge the status quo. The public school system of the early 1900s was invented to create a nation full of adults who would obediently do their jobs in the factory assembly lines. Teaching kids to sit in straight rows and scheduling the entire day with the ringing of bells wasn't by chance. Punishing those who didn't conform was purposeful. These were the skills they would need to join the labor force. Intentional or not, this early method of turning dreamers into workers was an investment in the nation's economic future. And it worked. This then led to several generations of productive, fully employed workers. But it isn't working anymore. Why? Our economy has changed. We don't live in an industrialized economy anymore. We live in a connected economy. Right now, there are more users on Facebook than there were people on the planet 200 years ago. Technology has made it possible for us to connect with people, ideas, and information from anywhere in the world instantaneously. And as a result, our economies have expanded from localized towns and communities to the entire world. We have globalized trade in nearly every way. In the past, the obedient, do-what-you're-told without question people were rewarded for working hard and putting their dreams aside in order to toe the line. They were given well-paying jobs that led to long-term careers. They were guaranteed pensions, benefits, and the promise that they would always be taken care of. And they were. But that promise is gone for most of us today. Even if you have a white-collar job, the majority of white-collar workers are still working in a factory. Instead of operating a sewing machine or welding a widget, they now push pencils, type on keyboards, or process paperwork. It's still factory work because the entire focus of the day is spent on increasing productivity, which leaves little room for creativity, spontaneity, or individuality. The educated, hardworking masses are still doing what they're told, but they're no longer getting what they deserve. Even if you do everything you are told to do today, graduate from high school, go to college, get a degree, work hard in whatever job you can find, if you're lucky enough to find one, you're not guaranteed anything. Companies are being forced to change or die right now. Layoffs happen much more often than job openings appear, and the highest paying jobs are disappearing or heading overseas at an alarming rate. If you have a job where your boss tells you exactly what to do, he or she will always find someone cheaper than you to do it. Did you know that the average length of a job today is about 4.5 years? Contrast that to the 1960s when it was 40 years. The connected economy rewards a different group of people. It rewards the people who see things differently, who don't conform, people who have ideas that no one else has, people who are willing to work hard but know that the old way of doing things is broken. The connected economy rewards you not for being a cog in the wheel of life, but for standing up and reaching out. The connected economy rewards the connectors. Whether it's connecting a person to a person, a business to a business to a product, or a product to a person, those who learn how to connect are the ones who will survive and excel in the connected economy. That is how the world has changed. It's not about to change. It already has. Things are different now, and they're not going back to the way they used to be. Look at Facebook. What's their product? It's you. Your network, your information, your ideas, they all have value. Does Facebook pay you for the money they make selling your information to advertisers? No. But we still use it because we have an innate desire to connect with people. In fact, neuroscientists have found that we are actually hardwired to connect with each other. Some people know how to leverage this innate ability in today's economy, but most don't. And because they don't know how to do it, most of them are paralyzed with fear, resisting the shift, despite clear indications telling them it's time to change. In 1917, a group of people performed an experiment that forever changed the way that we earned a living. The world today is facing another huge problem. We're facing a shortage of our own. Not a shortage of factory workers or consumers. The world has enough of those. We have a shortage today of dreamers and connectors. And so, we're holding our own little experiment. And you happen to be the subject of it. This 8-minute presentation was specifically designed to seek out and find the connectors around us. Those who recognize that we are on the brink of the next economic revolution, who are ready to thrive in the connected economy, and who are searching for the best way to do it. The internet and technology are rapidly changing the way that we do everything today, including how we make a living. It's not too late to embrace the change and find a way to make yourself relevant and profitable in our brave new world. And that's why we've invited you here today. We've created something that rewards you for connecting. It pays you for bringing people together behind a cause, product, or idea. And we have systematized it and made it so that you can do it from anywhere with anyone at any time. If you are passionate about helping people, if you are passionate about changing lives, if you want to position yourself to be a capitalizing force within the connected revolution instead of just a bystander, let's start now. Do you remember the moment you realized that the world had changed? How about the moment you realized you could change with it? Are you ready for the details?
Welcome. Welcome everyone to the Karatbars International Global Virtual Private Goal Reception. Just by being here tonight, you are an exceptional person. My name is Ty Best. I'm a senior partner here at Karatbars International, and I have the honor this evening of introducing our host and our speaker, and I'm so excited. Let me tell you something, folks. Every time I watch that video, I get so fired up. I want to stop and just go out and start talking to folks. I don't even want to see the presentation. I don't know what there is to say after that video, because the world is not changing, folks. The world has already changed, and you are here now. And you can tap into this global economy, and we're going to show you how. We have the pleasure, and I have the honor of introducing our host. This gentleman is a senior partner here at Karatbars International. He's been involved in Karatbars now for a little over 2 years. He was a mortgage banker with Wells Fargo. He saw this opportunity. He didn't put his big toe in the water. He dived in. And in 103 days, he was able to quit his job and become a free man in a free world for those who choose to be free. I'm so excited. He's built an organization here that extends into over 100 countries. And there's anybody on this team that can tell you about Karatbars International, how it works, and how to create success in your life is Mr. Michael Dalcoe. So let's welcome him to the private goal reception. Good evening, Mr. Dalcoe.
Good evening, Mr. Best. Thank you, Sheila Abram. I see you applauding there. Welcome, everybody, to our global private goal reception. We're so excited that you're here tonight. We're going to business and income, or even a second career. that anybody can learn how to do, and it lets you manage your own time from the comfort of your own home. If you have a cell phone, you're in business. A laptop, we live the laptop lifestyle. And so from the comfort of your own home, you can build a global, multinational, multi-million-dollar business without selling anything at all. I will tell you, when I heard about Karatbars, I wasn't really looking. I didn't know what I was doing, really. Has anybody out there in the chat room, type it in, type a yes, if you've ever seen that movie called The Big Short. Type in a Y in the chat room if you've seen that movie, Big Short, right? That was me. That's a real movie. There was nothing in that movie that was fictitious. I was in the mortgage business for 15 years, most recently with Wells Fargo. The illegal years is what I like to call it, from 2003 to 2007. Money was just flowing like water. I mean, it was so easy to close a loan. If somebody could fog a mirror, you could close a loan for them. And there were people with 2 and 3 primary residences. Go figure that out. But Wall Street made financing so easy to create the American dream. And that dream for me in 2008 turned into a nightmare. Now, I stuck it out. I toughed it out. I tried to, reinvent myself and come up with other ways to stay locked into the mortgage industry. Had a big old house on a hill. The income changed, and the value on the houses that I owned changed. One of the houses I owned was on the 18th hole of the Heron Bay Golf Course. I was renting it out to somebody for about $5,000 a month. Who rents a house for $5,000 a month? Well, this medical professional was renting that house for $5,000 a month. It was insane what Wall Street allowed to go on in the financial sector. But you see, when I went to work every day, they weren't telling me that it was illegal, because according to the guidelines that they gave us, everything was legal. When it collapsed, I did not know what I was going to do. I was literally unemployable. I was unhireable because the only skills I had were mortgage banker skills. So I toughed it out. Wells Fargo gave me a platform to make some money and to try to earn a living, but it was nothing compared to the lifestyle I was used to living. And so I didn't know what I was going to do. My wife would often ask me, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? And so, a good friend of mine shared Karatbars with me. And when he first said it, he said Karatbars. I said, I don't want to be in a nutritional business. I thought it was about carrots. I had no idea what it was about. And so the information I'm going to share with you now literally changed my life. So my first question, according to that video, which was absolutely astounding, I'm with you, Mr. Best. It just sort of opens your mind. Are you a connector? Because you see, in this new economy, it's about connecting people with information and people with people. It's not really about the business itself. It's about learning how to connect people with people. And harnessing this technology, you can do that from the privacy of your own home. How many of you out there have Facebook accounts? Type in the chat room, FB for Facebook. If you have a Facebook account, there you go. And how hard is it to set up a Facebook account? Takes 2 or 3 minutes. And that's the power of harnessing technology. And you're connecting people all over the world. Just like you see that spinning globe, I think I'm going to share some information with you tonight that will absolutely revolutionize your way of thinking and change, possibly, your destiny for generations to come. You see, in this globalized economy, things have changed. There's a lot of vitriol in the world where they say the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And it's not really because anything nefarious is going on. What it really is the rich got richer because not only could they make money in their localized economy, they took those skill sets that they knew and they started building wealth globally. But the people that don't understand how to connect, all they're seeing, while the wealthy are getting wealthier and are enjoying more yachts and more big houses and more fancy cars and a greater lifestyle, the poor and middle class are seeing debt, unemployment, stress. They're strapped, foreclosures, lack, bills, pain, headache, foreclosure, layoffs, poverty, debt, because they put all their money in 401ks, in IRAs, mutual funds, CDs, certificates of depreciation. All of their wealth is tied up in paper. What are your dreams? What do you have for your life? What do you envision as your dream day or your dream week, your dream month, your dream year? What's your lifestyle? What's your dream lifestyle? You want to live on a yacht for a few months? And then what is your plan to live your dreams? What's your plan to create a legacy for your family, your future? You know, you don't remember the name. Most of you don't know the name of your great-great-great-grandfather. Why is that? Because he didn't leave you any money. That's why. So what is your plan to achieve your goals and to maintain that lifestyle? Here's a question for you. If the career path that you're currently in were ever designed to make you wealthy and give you true freedom, don't you think you would have done it by now? Why is it that so many people live in poverty while others, just a few at the top, live in absolute prosperity and opulence? Why do you think that is? I personally believe that it's because the economy, how we make money, has just changed. You know, one day I had to go downtown and I messed around and got on the highway around 8:30. And I saw that traffic, man, and I was astounded that people line up and fill out applications for that deal. See, the system has changed. And the people that understand how to build wealth, they've changed with the system, while the masses, the middle class and the poor, have not changed. What do the wealthy know that so many others don't know? Here's a secret. The major difference between the rich and the poor is that the wealthy, I call it the millionaire secret, they've learned how to pay themselves first. You know, a good friend of mine, a business partner, Mr. Dwayne Taylor, gave me this little strategy right here. You know, Albert Einstein came up with the theory, and he actually said this. He said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And so Dwayne Taylor came up with his own. He said F equals CL squared. And what that means is freedom equals compound leverage squared. And what is compound leverage? That means when you learn how to benefit from the efforts of other people, that's compound leverage. What's the square? Is if you have a product, good or service, that in and of itself increases in value over time, with or without your effort. Folks, I'm gonna show you something tonight that I think will just totally just change everything you think about how to earn money. Because see, here's what the wealthy know. The wealthy know that if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. And that's called residual income. And if you truly understood residual income, you would break through a brick wall to get it. If you ever learn how to go to bed at night and wake up in the morning, you made another $2,000 or $3,000 in your sleep, you will never feel comfortable working on a job ever. I'm telling you, you can never feel comfortable working on a 9-to-5 job again. You may have to do it, but boy, you will be tormented when you know that you had an opportunity where you were earning more in your sleep sometimes than you do when you're awake. I call it the law of non-resistance. When you just resign to the powers of the universe and you allow your business to make money for you. So here's some mind-opening questions. Do you think that your paper money will be worth more today or less? Will you think your paper money will be worth more in 10 years than it is today? Type in yes or no. Do you think the paper money will be more or less? It'll be less. No, that's right. It'll be worth less. And why is that? Why is that? See, right now, the world is in a catastrophe as it relates to our economic environment. The whole world is just a debt-based system. Right here on this slide, you see Germany is more than $2 trillion in debt. Europe, more than $9 trillion in debt. This slide says $17 trillion, but the United States right now is in $17 trillion worth of debt. But let's bring it down to a micro level. Even in your own home, people have gone to college and amassed student debt. It's a stat in America that Americans save negative 3.2% of their income. And you say, how can you save less than you earn? That means you're living on credit. The most important economy is the one in your own home. So how did we get to this place where nobody's able to save money? Look, let's be transparent for a moment. Type in the chat room that if you've struggled to save money, just say me. I've struggled to save money. You work hard, and you know you work hard. You did everything your parents told you. You went to school. You got a good job. You went to college, some of you, and you came out with student loans and debt up to your eyeballs. You did everything you could, and you try to save, but you put that paper money in a paper savings account, and I was a mortgage banker. I used to watch people every Friday line up outside the door and put some of their money in their checking account and some of their money in their savings account. But it really wasn't a savings account. It's called a put and take account. You put it in only to take it back out when you run out of month because you've got more month at the end of your money. It's not your fault. It's because the paper money system is a false money system. But who taught us about money? Where'd you learn what you knew about money? See, most of us didn't even know that money used to be backed by gold. As a matter of fact, that paper stuff in your pocket is not even money, because by the true sevenfold definition of money, it has to be a store of value. If you have $100 today, will it buy to 10 years from now what it buys today? Yes or no? You see, in 1913, the $50 note used to literally say, paid to the bearer, $50 in gold coin. I was a mortgage banker for 15 years, and I had no clue that money used to literally say, pay the bearer in gold. Your paper note used to be transferable to gold. And it was even like that until 1971. It was still partially transferable to gold. And then Richard Nixon, I know people give him a hard time, and they used to call him like Tricky Dick Nixon, but give the man a break. He's the president of the United States. He's not the ruler of the free world. He's not the guy who's calling the shots. Oh, I've got news for you tonight. He was not the guy calling the shots. You know, I don't want to get political, and I won't. And you shouldn't either, because the Democratic president or the Republican president both shake hands with the chairman of the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is not elected. They are in the blue pages in Washington, D.C. They are no more federal than Federal Express. And each president of any party shakes hands, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or independent, it matters not. You know, Mayor Rothschild said, if you give me control over the money supply, it matters not to me who makes that nation's laws. Every president has to shake hands with the chairman of the Federal Reserve. So Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard once and for all in 1971. And as a result, because the dollar was the global world reserve currency, all other currencies of the world that were pegged to the dollar became floating fiat currencies backed by nothing. Now, you don't have to be a guru. You don't have to be a mortgage banker. You know, I love it when these financial consultants say to me, I'm a financial consultant, and they pop their collar. And then I simply ask them this one simple question. I say, 40 years ago, 1 gram of gold could purchase 5 loaves of bread, and $1 could purchase 4 loaves. And here's the question I ask them. How many loaves of bread can that same gram of gold get today? The answer is 25 loaves. But how about that $1 bill? How many loaves of bread, Mr. Financial Advisor, Mr. Mortgage Banker? How many loaves of bread can you get for a dollar today? If I held you out $100 in one hand and 1 gram of gold worth about $60 today, and I said you could take either hand, but you had to hold it for 10 years, which one would you all take, the $100 or the gram of gold? Which one would you take? And everybody, without fail, would say, I'd take the gold. Look at the chat room. Everybody's saying the gold. Why? Because you know intuitively that gold is money. The 9 most traded currencies on the Forex today, if you trade the Forex and you look at the global currencies versus gold from 2001. We don't have to go back 40 years. Just go back to 2001. Of the 9 most traded currencies on the Forex, gold is up an aggregate total of 307%. Folks, even the stock market has only gained 17% over the last 40 years. Gold is up over the last 40 years, 3,000%. There are only two money systems. There's the banking system, and then there's the gold money system. Which one of these charts would you rather be a part of? See, people say this. I heard my business partner, Mark Pyers, say this. He said people run around saying, I hope the dollar doesn't collapse, or if the dollar collapses, I'll get gold. Folks, look at the chart. The numbers don't lie. The dollar already collapsed. It's over for the dollar. It has literally lost 98% of its value, and they didn't teach me that at Wells Fargo. All they taught me was to teach people how to get a mortgage. The American dream, to own a home. You don't own a home, you own debt. Unless you have the deed, you own a mortgage. Mort like mortician, engaged like engaged. You're engaged to death until you die. That 30-year mortgage turns into a death sentence. You pass that debt on to your children. Or you get a reverse mortgage and start borrowing against the equity. You don't own that home. I'll let you think about that for a second, because all the experts understand that gold is money. And they're telling us every day, watch the news. They're telling us that one of the wealthiest investment people in the world is Mr. Stanley Druckenmiller. And he said he's a billionaire and he's moving most of his money to gold. He said the bull market is over, and people still dumping their money in their 401k as if they don't understand that the 401k is the stock market. I love what my financial advisor and my business partner, Mr. Alan Austin, says. He says there's nothing wrong with the stock market, just like there's nothing wrong with Las Vegas. You just don't want to gamble away your retirement. You want to put your money in something that has proven over the last 5,000 years to outpace inflation, and it is gold, because gold is money. So if you're going to save money, as Boomer used to say, make sure it's not made out of paper. That's all you've got to do. So our business is we teach people how to finally start saving, and saving in real money, which is gold. Now look at this chart here. If you were saving money, $300 a month from 1995 to 2016, you would have saved $72,000. But in today's purchasing power, it would only have a purchasing value of about $56,000. In other words, from when you started saving in 1995, your money, your paper, your fiat currency only went $56,000 worth of purchasing power. That means by saving in paper and letting it sit there in paper, you lost $16,000 plus. But if you had taken that same $300 a month and put it into gold, you would have had purchasing power of $236,000 in buying power. So why would anybody in their right mind ever put $1 in a paper savings account that they're going to charge you around $15 a month in service fees? Just think, folks, there are hundreds of people on this platform. Please think. Just think. We're not selling you anything. Like I said in the introduction, there is nothing to sell. Put your wallets away. There's nothing to buy. All we're doing for a living is saving money. So what is our business? Our business is helping people find financial freedom and financial independence simply by doing what I'm doing now, telling the Karatbars story, inviting people while you're sitting at home. Look, I'm dressed up to present well for you all, but most of you are sitting at home in your pajamas. It's 9:29. Some of you are on your cell phone, in your car, at work with your earpiece in your ear, inviting people to this platform for free and telling the Karatbars story and informing the world about gold. And why is this even possible? This amazing gentleman in Stuttgart, Germany, we're so thankful for this man, Mr. Health Sites, our CEO and founder. his mission, and I want to read it. This is so powerful and compelling. He said, my mission is to produce the highest quality of gold available in the market, make it easily accessible to the masses of honest people around the world at a price point that everyone can afford. My goal is that Karatbars helps millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt. And he didn't just say that. He put his money, his massive wealth on the line and opened up a company whose headquarters is right down the street from Mercedes-Benz Corporation. Not Mercedes-Benz dealership, Mercedes-Benz Corporation in Stuttgart, Germany. And not only there, we have a headquarters in Asia, in Singapore, and in Dubai. We are a true multinational global conglomerate doing business in over 120 countries. We've launched our global initiative, and you're a part of that initiative. And all you've got to do is say yes. It's easier to open an account than it is to open a Facebook account with Karatbars International, specializing in the production and exchange of high-quality gold products in small, transaction-friendly ways. So what does Karatbars offer? It offers a path towards financial freedom and a vehicle of financial independence. Folks, what if you had a company that would provide a platform for you to track your global organization to infinity with no levels? You could sponsor as many business partners as you'd like. They would mine and mint and distribute gold all over the world for you with no money out of pocket for you, zero expenses ever out of pocket, no monthly expense, no website fee, no hosting fees, no annual renewals, no insurances, no employees. And they would do it for you seamlessly through multiple different currency exchanges, euros, yen, drachma, naira, the euro, everything, seamlessly through all those countries, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And all you had to do was talk to people and invite them to a platform like this tonight. Would that or would that not be the best opportunity on planet Earth? Yes or yes? Well, that's what Karatbars has given you tonight. And our product, folks, is gold. And not just standard gold that you see on the stock market, but 24 karat, 4 nines gold, the same kind of gold that countries use to settle debt between each other. And so what's the idea? To acquire gold in small transaction-friendly weights, not big bars of gold that you've got to save up for a year to get 1 bar. No, 1 gram, 2.5, and 5 gram increments of gold, small transaction-friendly weights that you can use as money. Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, that's what a real money system looks like. Cash gold products, gram bars of gold. And here's our flagship product. 1, 2.5, and 5 gram gold bars with hologram security and gold as money, private issue bullion all over the world. We also have an extreme product line, country cards from different countries in 120 countries of the world, and more cards to be added in the future. And then if you want to brand your own business or commemorate your marriage, your wedding, with your own branded card, you can have your own real money card. We also have a philanthropic arm of our organization, that card at the bottom middle, the Voices of Africa. Every time anyone in the world acquires that card, 10 euro is given to the Voices of Africa. Or your grandchild being born, and you can have a card to celebrate the birth of that new grandchild. Put their name on the card with a gram of gold in it. Or how about our special product line with the specialty Karatbars, like the Pope John Paul card down there at the bottom. Or even athletes are getting their own commemorative cards. Instead of having just a sports card, how about putting a gram of gold in it? We also have our specialty product line with our 3D metal cards. That 3D stands for desire, determination, and a dream. And for those people who like coins, we have our own exclusive gold coin line. And this is not any old gold that we have with Karatbars. We have the highest security known to the gold industry. And if that's not enough, some people say, is Karatbars for real? You know, it's always funny when people first join. I know you want to do your due diligence. I get that. And you want to go to your computer and you want to what? What do we do when we want to find out if it's for real or not? Somebody type it in. What is your researcher? Your 24/7 researcher. That's right, it's Google, because you know everything on the internet is true, right? Well, we've got something better than that. We've got something better than Google, believe it or not. How about the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, the actual entity that's tasked with making sure that the gold is real and is accurate in purity and weight, transacting over $87 billion worth of gold bullion each and every day. Is that enough credibility for you? And as a matter of fact, you can't have the LBMA stamp of approval on your gold unless you've had no complaints with the product for 3 years. All of our gold has that stamp of approval. And then we're operating in over 120 countries. We're doing business seamlessly over country lines, 120 plus countries. And not only does FedEx deliver the gold, we have a FedEx location inside our corporate office in Stuttgart, Germany. Talk about credibility. I guarantee you FedEx didn't Google it. They searched Karatbars inside out before they put their good name. Mr. Fred Smith and all his planes with FedEx stamped on the side of those 747 jets, he was not going to put his credibility on the line unless he checked Karatbars out thoroughly. And then Karatbars affiliates get paid. Oh, yes, we do. Does anybody in the chat room have a global MasterCard? That's our payment partner. 36 million locations. Do you think they check Karatbars out? They're in the financial services industry. And then we have a licensing partner called the Vatican. Small organization with over 1 billion members. And not only did they partner with Karatbars, they actually had 100,000 cards ordered with Pope John Paul's picture on it. And if it wasn't successful enough with that first 100,000 run, they did a second run. And then there are 400,000, approximately 400,000 affiliates like you and me worldwide who have Google, who have Google Karatbars International. So folks, Karatbars is not on trial. I love it when people say, well, let me do my due diligence. I tell them, knock yourself out. Let me know how that works out for you. And then if it makes sense to save your money in gold, I think I've made a pretty compelling argument that we need to begin saving our money in gold. Do you agree with that? Have I made a fairly compelling argument that we need to save our money in gold and we need to save it with Karatbars? No other way to save it but Karatbars. And here's a even better reason. Do you have your seatbelts on? Karatbars will actually give you referral rewards commissions just because you think it's a good idea and you share it with some of your friends and family and people within your sphere of influence. How amazing is that? It takes everything in my power to stay right here in my seat because they pay me to share with my friends something that I found all that credibility about, and my friends can make money too. Let me tell you about this. We get paid 7 different ways. Now, I'm only going to share a couple with you tonight. First thing is, when you register, it's as easy to sign up for as a Facebook account. Takes 3 to 5 minutes, and you're up and rolling in your own global, multinational, multi-billion-dollar industry of gold. And there are 3 optional ways to participate. The first way, everybody should do it right now. If you're new to this presentation tonight, you should be signing up while I'm talking to you, because you open up a free, and I mean absolutely free, they'll never ask you for $1 ever. If you want to stay in this free position and just save your money in gold, you'll save in 1, 2.5, and 5 gram increments. Save your money in gold instead of paper. Begin exchanging your paper currency for 24 karat gold. You take your paper money, you put it into your bank account, your digital account, and then you exchange it from the privacy of your own home. You log into your free account and you start saving your money in gold 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Whenever you want to, you save your money in gold. And nobody can stop you from doing it. You literally just need to value your own opinion and save your own money in gold. And when you do, you begin to build your wealth. You begin to build a legacy, unlike paper money. Option number 2, increase your cash flow by referring others. Has anybody in the chat room referred a few other people? Type in the number of people you've referred to Karatbars. Type it in, the number of people you've personally sponsored. Let's see if people like joining Karatbars. Folks, look at those numbers. 210, Esther Scott, really? Boy, look at those numbers fly in. Lost count, I know you have. Mr. Mobley, I know you have. So you see, people join Karatbars, and you earn a monthly commission in the free position. I'm going to say that again. Sign up for free. Refer others. So you save a lot of gold yourself, tell a lot of people, and you'll make a lot of money. Because in the free position, when you share with others to save their money in gold, they open their free account anywhere in the world. When they save in gold, you earn a monthly residual commission paid on the first of every month. So you have residual debt, right? You need residual income to offset your residual debt. Once again, if you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. And in the free position, we're paid 5 different ways. And your residual runs deep to infinity through your Global Gold Savers Network. And if everybody in there decides to be in the business for free, every time they save gold, you earn a commission without spending any money. You can earn a residual income. You get a personalized back office, a referral link, a Karatbars shop, a landing page, digital brochures, and all you're doing is inviting people who save their money in gold. Is that amazing or what? Yes or yes? Somebody tell me, is that mind-blowing? You're in business for free and you're saving money, getting paid every month. Now, if it makes sense to get paid every month, how many of you would like to get paid every week and every month residually? Say me. Type it in, say me. All right? If getting paid monthly is good, how about getting paid weekly? How about when you wake up, you're paid? Getting paid in your sleep. Weekly residual income. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. You create a weekly residual income stream by selecting an optional affiliate business marketing package. Now, this marketing package actually allows you to have a sampling of our gold products, and you pick your level of income. We have 4 business packages to choose from. The bronze package, which is 125 euro. You can get your little converter app on your smartphone and convert these numbers, but that's around $150, $60 based on the exchange rate on any given day. That's our starter package. And folks, it's one time out of pocket. You'll get a gram of cash gold, a tenth of a gram of cash gold. You'll get discount cards. For discounts, every time you exchange gold, you get a 3% discount. You'll get 2 100 euro bonus cards that allow you to upgrade to the highest level VIP and give you a 100 euro discount. You'll get brochures professionally created. So if you want to sit down at Starbucks with somebody and show them the flip chart, they'll give you that all in your package. And that business package, global business, in business around the world, $150, one time out of pocket. You can earn like you own a Starbucks without the Starbucks headaches. Is that incredible or what? Yes or yes? The second business package, the silver package, around $450. Folks, Mr. Best told you when he introduced me. Mortgage bank with Wells Fargo, 103 days. I was a silver when I replaced my full-time income. Somebody ought to clap. You don't have to clap out loud, but you need to be clapping in your mind, because as a mortgage banker, the silver package equaled my income in 103 days. And it was only until Mr. Todd Best says, if you were a VIP, you would have earned twice as much, because the VIP earns twice as much as a silver. I got something else I want to tell you about that in just a second. The gold package, around $850, one time out of pocket. And the highest position, the VIP, $2,200 US. You can use a 100 euro bonus card as a discount to that package. But here's the amazing part. People get excited that it took me 103 days to replace my full-time income. Here's the magic. Are you listening? Are you listening? I used to say I would have earned twice as much, but here's the magic. I would have gotten free twice as fast. Because the VIP earns twice as much, I could have replaced my income twice as fast. That's a drop the mic. That is a drop the mic moment. I didn't get it. My software between these ears wasn't working properly. And it's a tax deductible asset. That business is a tax deductible income producing asset. And I didn't get it because nobody taught me about money. Let me move on. And then we have these 3D metal cards that I told you about earlier. Even if you don't have any money, you can earn your way to a business package by selling these 3D metal cards to your frontline affiliates. So 5 ways you're paid in the unilevel. All the people that got in for free and start saving gold have the equal opportunity that you do. They can get in the dual team by choosing an optional business package as well, and you begin to earn in the dual team and the unilevel system simultaneously. So you're getting paid monthly and weekly because the people in your unilevel are automatically placed in your dual team, and you're getting paid in your unilevel and your dual team simultaneously. Well, how does the dual team work? Well, look at the blue box at the bottom. All the products have a unit value attached to them. And all the business packages have a unit value attached to it. And when you have 25 units on one team and 50 units on the other team, and unlike other businesses that balance legs, there are no balancing tricks in Karatbars. It doesn't matter where the volume is, the volume never flushes. And there are no levels. So you don't have to put your heavy hitters up close to you. It doesn't matter where they are. So when you have 25 units on one side and 50 on the other, that's called a dual team payout. And look at the green box, green for money. That green box right there says if you have 25 on one side and 50 on the other, if you're a bronze, you earn 10 euro every payout. So if you get 100 payouts, that's $1,000 with or without your effort. As your team is growing and those units are accumulating, you're earning 10 euro, 10 euro, 10 euro. It'll cycle every time. It'll have a payout every time you have 25 and 50. Doesn't matter which side. But if you're a silver, if you push yourself from that 150 package to the 450 package, stress and strain and get there. Sell a flat screen TV. You earn 4 times more every time you have a payout for the same production. Is that amazing? Yes or yes? And if you're a gold, you earn 6 times more than a bronze. But if you're a VIP, you earn twice as much as a silver and 8 times as much as a bronze. Here's the downside. Yes, there is a cap on this dual team income. Besides your unilevel, there's a cap on the dual team. You can only have 180,000 dual team payouts per week. That's the downside. And they pay you in cash and gold. The gold is placed in your gold savings account, and the cash is paid on your global MasterCard. And if that's not enough, as your team accumulates more volume in gold, the company gives you these automatic incentives. And notice I did say automatic. That means without your effort, as your team is growing and saving money in real money gold, the company gives you incentives all the way around to Mercedes-Benz's, all the way up to a free luxury villa, $1 million villa built anywhere in the world with the land and the deed debt free. Unlike a mortgage banker, they're not going to give you a mortgage. They're going to give you the house with the deed and the keys, and you can put a pool in the front with a Karatbars logo at the bottom of the pool. So decide how you want to get involved. The free position, the bronze package, the silver package, the gold package, or the VIP. The choice is yours. Can you do it? You can do it. All you've got to do is get plugged in. All the support you need is right here from the person who sponsored you as your upline sponsor. We have a fast track training at our goldrocks.info, this very same website, on Sunday night. Our team gives you a training. The training is absolutely free. People like myself are absolutely full-time and free doing this business every single day. And so you can call us, but you also have the trainings every Sunday night. You also have our power calls held Monday through Saturday, right there at that number at 11 o'clock, 10:45 a.m. Eastern, 7:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You also have the Freedom Call, it's a leadership call every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And you also have the virtual PGRs, just like this tonight. You don't have to go out and rent a hotel. You can have your live meetings if you choose, but you can also invite. We've got hundreds of people on this platform tonight. All you do is invite them every Thursday night. We're right here. We'll be right back next Thursday night. If you don't like my presentation, somebody else will be presenting next Thursday. We have a lot of people who do this full time. And then we have 90 Days to Freedom, where you'll see people around the world give testimonials of how powerful this platform is and how Karatbars has done wonders in their lives. So folks, all you've got to do is get plugged in. Local and national meetings like our Freedom Celebration, the choice is up to you. But it's a global marketplace, worldwide market. Gold is the biggest market in the world. It's a $1.4 quadrillion industry. And all we're doing is saving a lot of gold, telling a lot of people, and saving a lot of money. So what I want to do is I want to kick this over to my business partner, a gentleman who truly needs no introduction, but he is a network marketer.